Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for episode number 2 with my really good friend who I don't even know. I never met the guy, but we share such an experience that we're going to be best friends after this episode. I can tell you right now. Everybody welcome my friend Timmy Thok from season 14. How you doing, man?
What's up, everybody? I'm
Good.
good, chilling.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, I remember watching your season, man, and there was something about you. Like you had like a really fun energy to be around. Like I want to party with that guy if I ever get to meet him. Am I wrong?
Hell yeah! Like, yo, life's a party, and like,
I
trust
love it.
me, you hang around with me one time, you never want to go home. For
I could
real. You're
tell.
depressed or sad, you're having a bad day, just call, text me. I'm here.
Look at that. See that? And that's the thing, man. This show, I was talking to Cameron the other day about this. There's not a lot of people that can say they went through this process like we did. Like there's
Yeah,
very few people in the world. And like we
I
instantly
know.
become like really close friends, like almost family. Did you feel like that as well with your cast?
Oh hell yeah! It's just like when you put through like a situation like filming Worst Cooks in America,
Yeah.
14 people who completely have no idea how to cook, and then you spend so much time together. It's like, oh shoot, your struggle is like my struggle, and like
Absolutely.
it's amazing. It's like we all come from different backgrounds, but we love this passion of learning how to cook.
I agree, man. And we're gonna get into all that stuff, man. But like let's start from the beginning. Like you were on season 14, I believe they're on season 20 right now. So what was it, like 6 years ago or five
Damn,
years ago, something like that?
it's crazy, right? They
It
crank out
was.
like 2 or 3 seasons a
They
year.
sure do, because
That's
that's their number one
insane.
show, I believe, on the Food Network when it's on. It's a
Oh
fun
yeah.
show, man, and
It's
everybody can get into it. Like that was my guilty pleasure with my wife and I. We were on it one day. We were watching all the time, and she was like, "Why don't you try out?" Like I'm like, "What? No, I can't do that." The rest is history. We'll get into that for sure. But
Oh
let's
my
let's go
god.
back to the beginning with you, buddy. You
Yeah.
How did you find out about? Was it a casting? Are you an actor? Do you do anything like that? How did you find out about this process?
So initially I was underwear modeling full time, and
Wait, say
I
that again.
initially so I was an underwear model
Underwear
for
model.
yeah, I modeled for
Okay, okay, boy.
Reebok, Adidas, Puma. I did Gap. Um, so I was always up and down like on the airplanes and stuff like that. And then I just watched an episode in a hotel one day, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
oh shoot, I would love to be on the show because they teach normal people how to cook.
Right.
But I tried out for this was way back season 6, so
Oh, it's season
I
6.
tried out for season 6 and I made it to the commercials, but I was like, you know what? I think they're never gonna pick me. So I think like 5 years later, I applied for Fear Factor
Uh huh.
because I love adrenaline. I can hold my breath. I'm Cambodian. I can eat anything. So you know, in my head, I was like, I wanted to be on Fear Factor because I could win the money. I really needed the money because I wanted to pay off college.
Of course.
So I was like, this is my ticket to pay off school loans. So I tried out for Fear Factor, and then I made it to the semifinals. And then the director was like, "Hey, Fear Factor, they casted everybody, but I have a slot. I'm also doing this cooking show. Do you know how to cook?" I was like, "No, I'm sorry." He's like, "Perfect."
That's great. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
was like, "What the hell?"
That's
And
funny.
then 2 weeks later, a van came pick me up from my apartment, and we started filming.
That's amazing, man.
So
Wow.
I
So
didn't
you
even sign up for this. Like it just kind of fell on my lap.
Isn't that incredible, man? Just how life works out like that. And speaking of Fear Factor, I believe Joe Rogan is. I don't know if he. I don't think he's the host anymore, but he's
Yeah.
also the host of the most popular second podcast in the world. Of course, Burnt is number one. So sorry, Joe Rogan, to you. But that's awesome, man. So you tried out for
Nah,
Fear Factor,
funny.
and then you got on Worst Cooks in America, which is also fear in itself, in a way.
Exactly. I think this is fear in all sorts of ways. Like Fear Factor for me wasn't scary. That's why I wanted to do it. I was like, yo,
Wow.
this is an easy shoe win. I can freaking win this thing like that. But then like when they offered me Worst Cooks in America, I seriously was fearing for my life
Of
every
course.
day. I was like, fuck.
Wow, that's crazy, man. No, you're good. So
Yeah.
that the thing is with this, like I'm asking a lot of the same questions to everybody I'm going to interview, but everybody has a different answer. So it's
Yeah.
not going to be boring. Like I had no idea you auditioned for Fear Factor and they gave you
Yeah.
Worst Cooks. So you
And then
did you have to send in a video of you cooking? Because like a few of us had to do. You did have to do that.
yeah, so after they said that, hey, whenever you have time, make a video of you cooking and all that stuff. So I was like, damn, they're really gonna make me go through the audition process. But I didn't have to audition. I just had to give them material so that they can piece up a montage.
They already liked you. You're ready for sure going to be on the show. They liked your
So
personality.
I was like, yeah, you know, I've been down this road before. Somebody always offered me something, but never really gone through with it. But and then so remember, I just started college. Like I'm working, like full time at the bar, and I'm modeling. So I'm like, I have no time to film.
Triple
so I'm
threat.
just like, oh, they're not gonna call me anyways. And then they actually was like, they're like, fucking send me the disclosure. It was like 26 pages. And I was like, oh shit, this is for real.
It's
like,
a lot. It's a lot of rules and NDA stuff. Like, yeah, it's crazy, man. When I first got my packet too, I'm like, oh wow, this is extreme. What was your audition dish?
My audition dish was chicken marsala. And I've never eaten chicken marsala. I've just seen pictures.
and you decided to cook chicken marsala.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? My boyfriend has never eaten it either, and I know it's like chicken with some brown sauce. So I was like, pulled out my tripod and just record everything.
That's awesome.
And I freaking, you know what? I was like, my boyfriend just texted me, hey, I'm gonna be home in 20 minutes. I was like, fuck. Wow. So then I was just like, you know, I don't have anything brown, so I just put like chocolate sauce all over the chicken.
That's amazing.
I sliced up some mushrooms. It looked like just like chicken marsala.
Okay.
And then I seriously was like, I was like, oh no, this guy is seriously not going to eat this, right? But I didn't want to say anything.
Right, of course. You have
and he really did eat it.
Oh, man. Oh, that's a trooper. He's a keeper, man. I don't know if you're still with them. So my question is to you, can we find that video on YouTube somewhere? I'm sure people would love to see that.
I haven't uploaded on YouTube, but I will, like, today.
Yeah, upload that, and once we post this podcast, I'm sure people are going to go on and check that out, because those are funny. Those are beginning stages of us trying to cook. We have little to no knowledge at all in the kitchen. So I think a lot of people would have fun watching that, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's hilarious. Like, it's
absolutely
everything is like real. It's funny. It's raw footage.
Right.
So it's like.
So let me ask you this, Tim. So you wanted to be something like with an entertainment business at all? Like you're doing modeling and you tried out for Fear Factor.
So before, like when I was in my early 20s, I was just like, I landed. Okay, backtrack. So in my early 20s, I used to work for P. Diddy. I was his personal assistant.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was working for Bad Boy Entertainment in New York City. And then I was always working with photographers and like models and celebrities and stuff like that. So I just kind of got the job by accident because when I was going to school, I had to intern somewhere. So when I applied, I had no idea it was his company. Wow. So when I got in, I was like, oh my God. Like I was scared shitless. Wow. Like I just turned 20 years old. Like you know what I mean? It was like my first year in college, my first year in New York. And then anyway, so long story short is I met a lot of people in entertainment, and then I met some photographers, and I started being really good friends with the photographers. And then they just started like, hey, can you help me out with a shoot? Can you help me out with a shoot? I was like, yeah. And then all of a sudden he submitted the photos to Reebok, and then I booked it.
Look at that.
Like as a sports thing.
Was he Puff Daddy back then, or was he Sean Combs?
We had to call him Sean Combs.
Sean Combs?
Yeah, we called him Mr. Combs. He had never assigned me a role. I had always worked under his main assistant. So I was
Sure.
like his assistant's assistant.
I get it. Yeah. So assistant to the regional manager. Sure. I got it.
Yeah. So anyway, so long story short is I started, and then they moved their offices to LA, and then they offered me like a package deal, like if I wanted to move to LA to still work with them full time as an employee. But man, every day that job was so hard. Like I thought I was gonna get fired every day. Like
It's
it
hard.
was
It's a hard business
so stressful. Anyways, I was like, I don't want to move away from New York because I moved to New York for a reason,
for
you know.
sure.
And then I just fell into underwear modeling, and then I got signed to Andrew Christian. It was like the biggest gay underwear modeling company,
Wow.
and then it just kind of took off. Like I was like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I was in a different city every day doing underwear shows, living in hotels. Like it was
So
like
you know the lifestyle of this, like
yeah,
you
exactly.
get it.
So and then I and you know like I did it all throughout my 20s. I made a lot of money. It was like a lot of fun.
Sure.
And you know, I was single. I was like partying.
Of
You know, like
course.
I loved it.
I love
And
it.
then like now I'm 32. You know, I'm retired from underwear modeling. I do real estate.
Okay.
So
So you're in the real estate business now. Okay.
yeah, like I'm like I
Total
hung up.
180. Yeah.
Yeah, I hung up all of my like underwear stuff. Days is done.
Wow, that's
So
incredible, man. It seems like you had a fun life, though. So, I mean, I hope the best for you. I hope that everything's
yeah,
going well, man. That sounds
New
fun.
York is such a fun playground, dude. Like especially when you're young and single, instead of like going to like beer pong parties with your friends and stuff like that, you go to like red carpet events,
That's
like
great. I love
Patron
that.
parties, the Rock, like
Dude,
rooftops. Like
this is
it was fun.
it sounds fun. Like, fun fact about me, my first concert ever, it was my concert virginity, was Puff Daddy and Fabulous, if you remember Fabulous.
Yeah, of course.
And this was 1996, so it was a
Wow.
while ago. I remember it was funny. I was just having a conversation with one of my friends about our first concerts, and now we're talking about it full circle, man. Well, let's talk a little bit more about the show. So you get the call. You're on the show now. You're
Mhm.
excited. Um, Obviously, we can't tell anybody we're going to be on the show because there's a
Oh,
huge
I
like
know.
lawsuit if we had release any information. But
Yep.
obviously you have to tell like your close immediate family. Like I told my wife that I was leaving because I can't just pick up and leave without telling her something,
Exactly.
right? So like,
Dude,
I'm assuming you told people. And how was that process, telling people? And when you got that call, like, you were for sure on the show, was that fun for you?
yeah. So it was so we started filming Valentine's Day. I had just started the school semester 2 weeks before that.
Oh
But
no.
then so I got the call and they're saying, hey, you start filming in 2 weeks. So if I were you, you want to tell your job, give them the 2 week notice and everything. And like immediately, like I started freaking out. I was like, wow,
Anxiety.
this was
Yeah.
not supposed to happen because I just started school. I work a full-time job. I just moved in with my boyfriend. Like
Wow.
it's a brand new
So much
relationship.
happening.
Yeah, I was like, oh darn. But anyway, so like everybody supported me. I kept like my boyfriend supported me. He was like, you know what? Go bring back home the $25,000. I
Yeah.
don't care what you do. You're not gonna take all this time off and not win. So I don't care if you have to play dirty, do whatever you gotta do to freaking win. And I
That's
was like,
awesome.
that's not my strategy, but I'll be myself.
That's
And
funny.
then that was, like none of my close friends knew, but I did tell my job that I'm gonna be leaving
Yeah.
to do a TV show for maybe
Yeah.
about a month.
That's
And
all you
they're
need to
they're
tell them.
yeah, exactly. And being from New York, like everybody's actors or models, so all the employers are kind of used to it. They're like, oh, we have a
Yeah,
bunch of
sure.
Broadway stars at our job, so they're pretty
Wow.
used to it. So they're like, yeah, good luck. They never
That's
really ask
awesome.
any questions. And then, but for school, yo,
Whole
I
different
pulled
story.
out every stop for school. I told my teacher, oh, my dog died, so I need a week off.
Oh no.
I said my house burnt down, so I need a couple more weeks.
Wow.
I said, oh my God, I was coming up with
That's the
all these
thing.
crazy things.
Same here, man. Like, luckily, what I do for a living outside of this, I have a lot of leeway to get off work. But the thing is, people don't understand, like, and I'm sure they have a lot of questions, like, how are we getting off time for our regular jobs to do a TV show that can potentially be over a month long? You like, you gotta
Yeah.
have, like, are you rich? Like, how do you get off this, the time? It's hard, it's stressful. So like, I had the same experience you do. Like, I was stressing out, like, what am I gonna do? I gotta come up with a lie and say I'm
Yeah.
doing something. Yeah. So I
What
mean,
What were you doing? What was your full-time job?
so besides like doing like I'm a musician as well.
Mhm.
I do a lot of stuff, man. But my normal 9 to 5 healthcare job, I work concierge at a hotel
Okay.
downtown Chicago. But
Oh
I've been there
shit.
for 19 years and I work overnights. I work midnight till 8 in the morning. So I'm the overnight guy. So I
Yeah.
have 6 weeks of vacation to use. And
Yeah.
my vacation, which is, nice because I get to get paid and still go on a show, which is nice. So I'm
Yeah.
very lucky. Okay, so
So
you
what
can
you do?
tell
You just exhausted it all?
I used 3 weeks of that, and then the next 3 weeks I went to Punta Cana, but that's another podcast.
Oh shoot.
I love traveling, man. Yeah, anytime I can get out the city, I just love meeting new people. Just I could tell like you're a people person, and that's my next question. When you got to New York, or you're from New York, but when you met the cast, when your first initial meeting with them, can you tell that they were like, oh yeah, this person's not worst cooks in America? How was it meeting the cast for the first time?
So my dumbass,
What your
they said that
dumbass do?
they said that, oh, cast meeting, everybody's gonna meet the whole cast in the basement of the hotel at like 5 p.m. Right? I overslept because I was drinking. I was so excited. Just checked in the hotel. I freaking drank so much, and I passed out until like 6 o'clock. So I was an hour late. So I was the last one
You were
to
that
walk
guy.
into the. Yeah, I was the last one to walk into the room, and then as soon as I walked in, I was like, "What's up, bitches? I'm
Yes.
here."
You're like, there's the party. There he is.
Like, for real, I did not know anybody. There was like producers, all the cast members. There was assistants. There was like PAs and everybody else. And legit, I just walked in with like a tie-dye shirt, loud as hell, and then I'm like, "What's up, bitches?"
I love it. That's an entrance, man. That is a freaking entrance.
Yo, some people was just like, "Hey," and
Right.
then there's the people who are from like Oklahoma, Wyoming, the
Yeah.
conservatives. They're like,
Very. Like, what is
"What?"
this? Is this a TV? Like, is this TV?
Like
Yeah,
they were scared. Like
yeah.
one girl, I'm not gonna mention who, she was holding a Bible.
Oh
For
my
real,
god.
I was like, and then as soon as I walked in, I had to introduce myself. I was like, my name is Timmy. I grew up here in New York City. Like
Right.
I I live my life very unapologetically,
Absolutely. You
and
have
and
to.
then and like
Man,
it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. I'm not gonna lie, like because
who
not
cares?
everybody grew up like us. Not everybody has have people skills, or not everybody like have an open mind. Like
Yeah.
a lot of them are not exposed to city life like us.
Let me tell you something, not to get like really serious on a fun podcast here, but like I've been a big dude my entire life, right? Like my entire life, people try, like, growing up in Chicago and grammar and high schools, kids can be rough, man. They can be rough on you, bullies. But I was one of those quick-witted like thinkers that would never let it get to me. I would turn that shit right
Yeah.
back around on them. And it
No,
helped
good.
me. It helped me become the person I am today. Like I can walk outside right now with my shirt off and not give a damn what people think. Like I am so
Oh,
confident. I'm probably way too confident for someone that look like me. I don't get it. I don't know where I get it from. It's just who I am, man. Like I walk into the
good.
room, I can talk to anybody. And
Yeah.
I know my role too. Like I can be quiet, when the time is right, and I can just
No,
be
of course.
life for the party.
Yeah. No, like I think that's the one thing is like just love yourself. Like I don't care what anybody else is saying. Just love yourself, and then
Perfect.
everybody else will love you too. You
Absolutely,
know?
man. Like, and I try to tell, like, I try to help people younger than me that are afraid to post. Like, for example, on TikTok. TikTok is huge
Hmm.
right now. And
Yeah.
I have a pretty decent following on there. You can follow me
Oh,
at
bro.
Goldie Mox if you like.
Okay,
And
I got you.
my whole feed is just like body confidence. So like
Hmm.
there's little kids that will post like, oh, I'm so terrified to post because I'm afraid what people are gonna say. And I'm telling them, yo, if once you get that out of your head and you don't give a
Yep.
shit what people think, you are gonna be so much more happy, dude. And that's
Oh,
what I'm
hell
trying to
yeah.
tell them, man.
That's the one. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think I've dealt with almost everything. Homophobia. I'm too short. I'm a minority. I come from
Right.
a small town. Like, English is my second language. Like, oh my God, you name it. I've been a butt of all jokes. But I think as a person, it's like how you handle it too. You know, it's like
100%.
you gonna lash out and be angry, or you just gonna laugh it off, be like, so,
Look at this.
and
Look at this. Burnt podcast. Not only talking entertainment and food, we're also bringing the world together. Look at that.
yeah,
I love it. Timmy, I do got to ask you a couple more questions about the show. When you
yeah. Go
first,
ahead. Sure.
when you got together and you met the cast, I'm assuming cause my cast, like there was people I gelled with like instantly and clicked with. Was
Yeah.
there any like that for you out there?
Um, Definitely with Jessica and Frank
Mhm.
automatically, because they were just like they were just so down. Like, I can tell that
Yeah.
they have a big family. Remember, we can drink and eat as much as we want on set, like off camera. So I had in my sippy cup, in my little coffee cup, I always had tequila in it. So
I love it.
so Jessica and Frank, they were always drinking with me. They're like, yeah, 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 yeah. You know, you're supposed to be cooking with the wine. I was drinking all the wine.
I love
And
it.
then they're like, oh, give me some. So,
That's good.
naturally I bonded with them with that.
Of
But,
course.
like instantly. And then they were just so easy. And on top of that, their hotel rooms were all right next to mine.
Oh,
So,
okay. That was cool.
we would play cards in the middle of the night and stuff. But other than that, everybody else, I got along with Bradley later on, which was the winner of season 14.
Yep.
Later on, because he's so much younger than me, and we don't really have that much in common.
Sure.
Um,
Okay.
but like, he was like a little bit later. It took a little warming up to, but everybody was just like nice. We talked a
Yeah.
lot about like
Anybody that does this sort of show or anything like this, yeah, you're gonna like them. Like there's not gonna be any bad blood. I mean, maybe.
yeah,
I mean, I have some
uh-huh.
stories, but we'll say that for another episode.
Yeah, I got along with like a, instantly like a handful of them, and then the other handful they just never really like care to, or maybe I'm too much, or like I'm so far left and they're so far right.
You're so
It
extra,
just
Timmy. You're so extra.
fuck yeah.
I
Yeah,
love it.
and I would say they're not enough.
There you go.
But
Perfect.
it's my thing is, it's like you know what, I get that everybody did not grow up in a big city like me. That's why I moved to the big city, because of, I think I love the energy just like me, like I can deal with stuff like that. But like,
Same.
yeah,
Me
like
being from Chicago, it's New York, Chicago, yeah,
yeah,
big
but
city.
I'm also very cautious of like, I don't want to overwhelm them too, because I know like people who come from smaller hometowns, they see like cows more than they see people.
Says the
So
person that walks in the room, "Hey, bitches."
I know. So I try not to
I
like
get you, man.
you know.
Absolutely. Okay, so you meet the cast, you find out like who you're gonna gel with. The day you guys start shooting, you're in the green room, you're hanging out with everybody. You walk through those doors, those double-sided doors. You open the door,
I
and
was
you
like,
see, how was that first reaction? Who do you see besides Chef Ann, and who's the other person?
yo, when I first opened those doors and walked in, like first day of filming,
Yeah,
I was scared, excited. We saw Amber L standing there looking all cute.
of course.
Like, you don't realize how beautiful and like surreal it is. It's like you're seeing God. It's so
Right.
crazy, because you always see her on TV, but now seeing her like just feet away from you is so crazy.
It's
But
surreal.
then, yeah, she's like, welcome recruits, and I'm like so excited. And then I'm like, damn, I'm hoping like it's Rachel Ray's gonna come out or somebody, like somebody really fun. I can just be myself. And then when she introduced Robert Irvine, dude, oh my God, like my heart sank.
He's
Like I
scary.
was like, yeah, it was like I didn't sign up for Top Chef.
Right, dude.
I did not sign up for Hell's Kitchen. So
Absolutely.
I like, you know what I mean? Like the mood shifted a little bit, but I was still excited.
Yeah.
But then when I saw him, I was like, damn, he is fine.
He does look like a little nice, handsome
You
dude.
know what I mean? Like, yeah, like he's like, coming from like a gay guy's perspective, I'm just like, wow, he's for his age, he's very built, very poised, very successful,
Yeah.
and like those guns, holy shit! For like 50 something to have guns like that, it was just
Dude, shit.
crazy.
From a straight man's perspective,
Yeah,
he's definitely good looking. Yeah.
and he's always like this. He's always
Yeah,
like this.
exactly.
Like, come on, you're like cheating, but
Okay, so you get introduced to Robert and Ann, and right now we don't know what team you're going to be on. Were you hoping to be on a specific team?
yeah. So I knew that I would get along with Anne, but in my head I was like, damn, if I were to get on Robert's team, I can look at eye candy all the time, right? So I was like, everybody's mic'd up.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling that I was like, please let me be on Robert's team. Please let me be on Robert's
And
team.
they heard
So
you.
I think the producers heard me and like somehow got me onto his team
That's
or
an
something.
amazing story.
And then I have a feeling like we don't know how these things work, but I was saying it out loud. I was like, please let me be in Robert's team. Please let me be on Robert's team. Like I just kept saying it into the mic.
That's a good point you make. So I don't know how these things work either. Because when we're there, it's like, I can see myself on Chef Ann's team, but at the same time, my season, I was like, Alton Brown, he's a musician, and he seems like someone I can get along with too. But he was intimidating too, man.
Yeah,
Alton
dude.
Brown, oh
I
man,
haven't seen your whole season, but man, he did look
yeah, he like,
a
but like
little
I get like
fiery.
he's very smart, he's very witty, charismatic guy.
Yeah.
It's but that's him off camera too. Like I remember, like just that's how
Oh,
he
for
is off
real?
camera.
No,
Yeah.
because Robert Irvine is so sweet off camera.
Oh, see,
He's
there you go.
Yeah, he's like so aggressive and so by the book and like stop playing around, Timmy. Like I get yelled at for everything. Like
Same.
and yeah, yeah. But off camera, we like joking around and like pinching each other's nipples.
Yeah.
Like we had champagne together in like the green room. Like I was like, yo, you're like a different person on and off camera.
That's good. That's good to know. I like that. I like hearing things like that. Not just like, doing it for the camera. But like here's the
Yeah.
thing. The people that they get for these shows, obviously, this is an entertainment show as well as
Oh, of course.
like a cooking show. It's of course, but it's also entertainment. Like I said, this is one of my favorite shows growing up. Just watching with my wife, it's fun to watch. So like, you have to bring
Yeah.
something to the table as well.
Yeah.
Pinching the nipples and drinking and having a good time with the other people.
Yeah.
That shows on TV, so that's good that you did that. So I like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And then like even like even when I got eliminated at the finale, he asked me to go in his trailer and just chat about like life.
That's
I was like,
amazing. Are you kidding?
are
That's
you
awesome.
serious? And then he gave me an apron. You know the blue apron that
Yeah.
I was wearing? He's like, you can take it home. He's like, he took it out of production. He signed it and then he gave it to me. He's like, just take it home, whatever. And
That's
then we
cool.
got like a selfie together.
That's
Like,
awesome.
but I was in his trailer for an hour just chatting about business and I was clearly upset. Like I didn't want to cry, but like, you know what? I'm eliminated. What it is, what it is. It ain't like he's gonna be like, oh, I changed my mind.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't do that.
So I just made the most out of it.
That's cool that he took time out his day to talk to you. That's really cool. I like hearing stuff like that.
Yeah, it was like I in my head I was like, damn, he didn't do that to anybody else.
Wow.
It's
So
so
you gotta
weird.
what if you can go back and tell yourself something that you wish you were better at on the show, what would it be? Like for me, it was time management and like having a clean station. I was so messy. What about you?
Oh my God. I think if I were to go back, I would I would not change anything. I would work on, I think, I honestly don't know because
Well, you made it to
I think,
finale, right?
yeah, I made it all the way to the top two.
Yeah.
And then, um, I don't know, I wouldn't do anything differently, but I would say I would drink more. I would
There you
be
go.
way more opinionated.
That's what I'm
I
talking
would
about.
spill way more tea about everybody in confessions.
I love it.
I definitely should have screamed louder, hoot louder, everything bigger
Absolutely. I
because
love that.
I think I wouldn't change anything. Time management, I'm okay at, but there's nothing I can really do
Did they
about it.
did they cut anything from the show that you wish they would have aired?
I think they cut a lot of me being a goofball. Like they always showed that I was in trouble. Like but they never showed that I was having a good time, like in confessions or like I'm laughing while I'm cooking. They always picture me like I'm nervous, then I do something stupid to get myself in trouble.
I
You know
got
what I
you.
mean? Like they never got me being serious.
Yeah, I see. I feel the same way about like my season too. They just kind of portrayed me as like the goofball, but like, I was trying
Yeah.
to take it serious. I mean, I still can't cook to this day, but I try. But speaking of like, the rules, there's a lot of rules in place to be on these shows. Like they take our cell phones away from us. We can't talk about what's going on. We're pretty much in lockdown in a hotel room. You and the
Hmm.
cast, did you guys do anything that you weren't supposed to do? And tread lightly on that.
Oh hell yeah.
Yes, finally
I
spilling some
broke
tea.
I broke a lot of rules. So, oh my god, I don't know where this is gonna leak to, but I broke almost every rule you can think of.
Well, we could just leave it.
For real. So like you're not supposed to sneak out of the hotel room. I did. You're not supposed to be on your phone, whatever. I was on my phone. I somehow got my phone back.
You got your phone back?
Of course.
Oh, wow.
And the times that I didn't have my phone, the oh my god, I'm gonna be in so much trouble. But you know how the cleaning lady who comes and clean your room?
Sure.
I told her, I was like, ma'am, I will give you $10 if you give me your phone for 10 minutes because I need to go on Facebook.
That's a good story. See, like that's not gonna get you in trouble. As long as
Yeah,
you're
so I
not
was,
telling everybody what's going on with the show. Yeah, that's just fun.
yeah, like for the most part, all of us were always hanging out together,
Yeah.
drinking in each other's hotel room and just like playing cards. We're like twerking on the walls and making stupid
Yeah,
little
man.
videos and stuff
That's
like
how I
that.
felt my cast was, and I can't wait to have my cast come on here because we have some fun. We were bad. We were a bad cast, man. We were terrible, and I mean it like that in a
Yeah,
good way. Like
yeah.
we,
But see, no, but with your cast, you have a lot of people who are like bad or troublemakers. With
yeah,
my season 14, I was the only one.
yeah. See, there was a
Like,
bunch of us on my season.
so they would single me out all the time.
Yeah, like
Like,
for
who
me,
was
it
making all
was
the noise? It would be Timmy.
it was me, Ryan, Mike, the winner, Shannon. She was a big troublemaker, but they didn't show that on TV. Oh yeah,
Wow.
Monica. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a good time talking about my episode, my season, once everybody can come on. That, do you
Oh
ever get
man.
recognized in the street by any chance? Like, hey,
Yeah.
you're that terrible chef.
It's so funny because I'm from Lowell, Massachusetts. So I grew up here until I was like 19. So I live in New York City now. New York, they do recognize me a lot because I bartend in Times Square on
Oh,
my like
sure.
on the weekends. So every once in a while they're like, "Oh, you look like this guy on Food Network." I was like, "I am
You
him."
are. I
They're like,
am him.
"Ah!"
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
But and then I noticed like they always sneakily take photos of me, whatever. But I'm like, whatever. New York, so. I think maybe once or twice a week, and less and less every year.
Yeah, of
But
course.
here in Lowell, Massachusetts, oh my God, like everybody knows me. Like the city hall, a worker from city hall DM'd me. I went to Walmart just recently,
Uh-huh.
and I got like mad free stuff. I pumped gas my first couple months of the show being aired. I got free gas.
What? That's awesome.
Yeah, because I think I have such a huge fan base here, and then even City Hall offered my family to do a viewing party at City Hall.
No way.
Yeah, so then we said no because my family, we drink like crazy, we
Can't do
act
that at City Hall.
crazy, so I didn't want to.
Bro, I feel like me and you, we would get along really well, man. Like,
Yeah.
I definitely want to hook up with you one night and hang out.
Hell yeah. So
let me ask you
like
a couple more questions. So the season finale, it's you and what's the other guy's name? Josh?
Season finale, it was me and Bradley.
Bradley. I don't know where I got Josh from.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you this right now, Tim. Did you deserve to win that show, or did Bradley?
I deserve to win that show.
I love
Are you
it.
kidding
See,
me?
that's what I'm talking about here. We ain't trying to hold back shit here. You deserve to win.
I was so mad. I'm still mad and upset. I'm pressed about it. Like,
exactly. You could, you know how much underwear you could have bought with $25K.
Oh, fuck,
man.
Like it was so heartbreaking to know that like I came in second place and
So
I had to hold it in for 6 months. Like when people ask me all the time, did you win? Did you win? Did you like? Oh my God, I think you're going to win. I'm like,
dude,
I couldn't say anything.
That's the hardest part, I think.
Oh, but and then like I think Bradley is good, but I was better. I don't know if it was like maybe I was too distracting with like I'm too opinionated, I'm too troublemaking, whatever. But I think that distracted the chef that I was learning and I was progressing. But
I would hope that's not the reason, man. Because you were definitely, I would say this right now, the most entertaining on that season, like without a doubt, for sure.
Oh God!
And it's all about that too. Like you brought in the ratings for them. You should have won the damn show. Okay.
I know. I definitely like they could not get me out of Confessions. Like after we filmed for like 10 hours, they always saved my confession for last because they knew I would just go on and on and on and on and on and on about like everything. So
what about these days? Do you cook any? You do any cooking or is that behind
I cook
you?
A lot.
Really? That's awesome.
I cook a lot. Like, dude, anything you can think of, I can freaking whip up. Like,
look at that.
I got when the show ended, I got myself like a nice pair of like chef's knife set. I got like nice pots and pans, and I went to town. Like
that's
meatloaf stir fry. Like, I was. And the cool thing too, it's like every time when we have get-togethers, my friends would always buy everything, and they're like, "Yo, Timmy, what can you whip up with this?" I was like,
that.
"Yo,
Chef Timmy,
watch."
Timmy, that's
yeah, but
awesome,
it's just a hobby. Like I don't like post it on social media and stuff like that much because I'm trying to like market myself like as a serious guy. I'm selling and buying homes now for people. Like I'm helping people. Like it's already scary enough, so I don't want people to take me as a joke.
How you doing with everything right now with the pandemic? How's everything okay with you guys?
The pandemic. I think honestly, it worked in my favor because the pandemic is, like I said, like I do real estate now, so people are buying a lot more homes because interest rates are so low.
Yep.
The pandemic relief fund allows a lot of people to take money out of your 401k, so people are buying homes like crazy. The pandemic also allowed me to spend more time with the family because I couldn't go to the clubs and bars and party and be crazy anymore. So I was spending so much time with the family, and family time means cooking.
There you go, man. So, hey, man, that's fun. So, your overall experience on the show, would you do it again? Like, did you like it? It was fun, right?
So it's so funny that you asked me this question because I do have something to tell you.
Spill that tea. What you got?
So, number one, I totally would love to do it again because they brought me back for the Thanksgiving redemption already, and I lost for that.
That's right.
So
They did.
yeah, so they just asked me to go back on again.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, so I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm a guest judge. I don't know if they're doing a spin-off. But we're filming soon.
That's
So
awesome. And I'm
I
sure
know.
I don't know like how much details you can give away, but that's
Yeah, like they didn't tell me anything much either. I just signed like a non-disclosure. How much I asked, like my pay raise. I was like, yo, you guys are gonna bring me back for a third time. This is how much I want now. You
You
know.
go, boy. I love that, man. Timmy, thanks for
So
coming on, man. This has been a blast. Like I said, I felt like we're gonna get along, and I was right. Like we're both people persons.
oh, of
Like
course,
people.
yeah.
But yeah, man, thank you. Yeah, where can people find you on your social media if you want to plug that?
Yeah, it's Timmy Thok, TimmyThok. It's Timmy Thok at everything. Yahoo, Instagram, YouTube,
Smart.
LinkedIn, TikTok. Everything is Timmy Thok.
That's
You
perfect.
you can just Google me and you'll see a lot of underwear photos, but you'll also see a lot of my social media and Food Network stuff.
I love it. Guys, thank you guys for joining us tonight on the podcast. This is Burnt, and I had such a good time with him. Keep listening every Wednesday. He's going to drop another episode. This is Burnt.